Hello everyone, and welcome to Reviews with @GamerGuy1991, where you can of course catch up with me on Twitter with my handle @GamerGuy1991, and this review is of course brought to you by megamediaoverload.blogspot.com, where I post written reviews as well as other written articles that are both thought-provoking, entertaining, or just plain fun. So let's get to it with our review of Vikings Wolves of Midgard. Now this game is available on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and it is definitely rated mature. Now I gotta say, when I saw this game on the shelves, I was both excited and trepidatious. The top-down action RPG genre has seen few worthwhile releases in the past few years. Even Diablo 3 was considered to be a disappointment. I personally enjoyed it, though I would say it felt like it was the weakest of the three. It seems that a great many indie teams try to make decent games of the same vein, but they often end up creating mediocre snooze fests. I used to try many of the released top-down action RPGs, but after so many disappointments, you tend to lose hope. But Games Farm, the team behind Vikings Wolves of Midgard, have given us something we need in 2017. They've given us hope. Okay, maybe that was a bit much, but this is a game I have been eyeing, as I said, for a few months now, and after finally playing it, I am in awe of not only how addicting it is, but just how much of a surprise it is. Playing till the sun comes up just to get to the next level to use that badass sword, man, those are the moments that make these games so much fun. That sense of progression and losing yourself in the world. It brought me back to the old days staying up way too late playing Diablo 2. Vikings also packs really intense combat that is viscerally satisfying in a way no other game of the genre has been. Now, it also features a story that is both serious and has somewhat of a self-aware tone a la Deadpool, which makes for a story that is both intriguing and at times downright hilarious. The writing is surprisingly witty, and it manages to avoid many cliches that plague the genre. And again, yes, I do inhale. Forgive me for mucking up that word. Now, instead, it often pokes fun at those tired cliches, and does something totally new while at the same time paying homage to its forefathers. Upon starting the game, you have two character types to choose from, either a male or female Viking. This option is cosmetic, as both types can be any of the character classes, and when it comes to your classes, they are tied to your weapon choice, and each class is referred to as one of the Norse gods, such as Thor, Odin, Loki, and more. To level up, you'll sacrifice the blood of your slain enemies to the gods. This was a really neat way to make leveling up more immersive, and it also felt somewhat more rewarding, and also, let's just admit the idea of sacrificing blood to gods is a pretty badass way to level up your character. I do hate that the game does not have local multiplayer and only features online play. I mean, this is the perfect couch buddy game, yet there's no way to play with a friend locally. This is a very depressing trend for gamers who enjoy having their friends in the same room with them. God forbid, right? A game this savage would be the perfect weekend slayathon. The kills are insanely vicious in their brutal nature. Vikings has some devastating and extremely satisfying brutality, as well as some excellent dismemberment and gib animations. There are even some great zoomed-in slow-mo kill cams. When you couple great animation with solid controls and exciting combat abilities, it's easy to make an extremely satisfying combat system, which is one of Vikings' many highlights. Now, while the quest design is of the same go here, slay that variety, the game's cynical approach to storytelling and its beautiful and original setting gives more to see and love than one may think at first. Norse mythology is rarely explored properly in games. Blah blah blah. My tongue does not seem to want to cooperate with my brain. Tends to happen to those of us with autism. Now, while the game's tone does tend to feature a lot of gut busters, it manages to balance a great sense of humor with a story that also offers us interesting characters and a plot that's actually interesting. The voice acting especially sells the game's hilarious lines and more somber moments, which makes the game worth playing for the humor and story alone. It is, of course, going to be no shock that the game can be repetitive. That sort of is the hallmark of the genre. Yet Vikings has more depth than you would think at first. Inside your village, you have a weapon, rune, and armor maker that will make all of your supplies you need. Of course, you'll have to have money and supplies to do so, which you'll get when you're out slaying beasts and completing quests. You also need these resources to upgrade these stations, and it's surprising how satisfying it is to see your little stand grows into a huge forge fit for a true Viking king or queen. The control's intuitive nature allow for free-flowing mayhem and slaughter of your enemies, which feels far more dynamic than most games of this type. That being said, there are some issues with the game. I do not mind the fact that the game is not an open world. It has a hub where you travel to the many different levels, and the levels are not randomly generated, which I also appreciate as it allows for a more interesting and diverse level design. Yet for so much effort put into making the game immersive, it seems like an odd choice to not have an open world, and to basically have the game kinda set up where it feels like you're going from level to level. It just seemed a bit strange when everything else seemed to immerse me completely within the environment. That being said, at least the way that you're traveling from level to level is in a Viking ship, and that is most definitely appropriate. However, I will also admit the optional hunting quests are really only worth it for the loot if you need it. It's great that they're there to extend the gameplay time because combat is a lot of fun, but there's just not a lot of variety to many of the game's side quests. Visually, the game has a strong atmosphere and fantastic art style, but it's obvious that the Unity engine is not really going to deliver mind-blowing visuals. While the resolution, colors, and designs are superb, the graphics lack detail in many areas. The game also suffers from unintentional slowdown. Now, this does not interfere with gameplay, and the visuals are actually very impressive. Yes, I know I did not say visuals properly. But they are quite impressive. See, you muck up when you're autistic. But they are quite impressive when you consider the engine and budget of the game. More importantly, the game's art direction is both abreast? Wow. It is kind of abreast because you can be a chick. But it is a breath of fresh air and visually intriguing, unlike most recent releases. At the end of the day, if you're a fan of the genre, you would be doing yourself a major disservice if you do not check out this game. That being said, however, those who are not fans of the genre or hate the genre should steer clear, as Vikings Wolves of Midgard happens to be one of the best action RPGs in years. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Go over to megamediaoverload.blogspot.com for more. And of course, come back and watch more videos as they are uploaded sporadically. Because, you know, autistic people, we tend to lose track of time and schedules, and it's just kind of crazy. You might be wondering, why does he keep mentioning that he's autistic? Well, that's because today, once and for all, I'm going to start bringing awareness to autism in almost everything I do. And it seems quite fitting in reviews when a lot of the times my issues with recording these damn things is that my brain goes faster than my mouth does, and so it ends up with garbled stuff. You'll notice that in many of my old reviews. So I figured, what the hell, make the best of it. Plus, people are gonna make fun of you for it anyway, so I already beat you to the fucking punch. Anyway, guys, it's been a blast reviewing one hell of a fun game and showing you some epic gameplay footage. Catch you in the next video, guys.